once again in the Youth Chat series, and it's such a beautiful evening. Actually, before we continue, before you follow us with our story today, first hit the subscription button and share with us any comment. Feel free to comment about anything and let us know what you think about the topics that we present today. And for the host today, I'm Sharon Priscilla, commonly known as Sharp, and I'm not alone. I'll first give you these beautiful ladies and gentlemen to introduce themselves, and I'll get back to you later. Kata.
Cool. Yeah, as usual, my name is Kata. These guys call me Kata, but I'm Katamba. And glad to be here.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I'm very happy to be part of this panel.
Where to see that?
Hi, I'm Evelyn. I'm happy to be here.
Cool.
Okay, so guys, thank you for joining us. Once again, in case you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, we are the Youth Chat. Please catch us every Saturday with different topics. And today we are having a burning topic. I know and I believe everyone outside there faces whatever we're going to talk about today. And the topic we have on ground is handling negative attitude.
Wow.
Like
Yes.
handling negative attitude. Because I know we are human beings. Trust me, at one time too, you have that negative thought. But we have these beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the house who are going to help us tackle that.
Gentleman.
Okay, this
Because
gentleman.
I'm one, people might be like, yeah.
Okay, this gentleman and these two beautiful ladies are going to help us tackle the topic that we have at hand today. So I think we'll go straight forward to the topic, because our topic today is handling negative attitude. And a youth outside there is confused, like, you know, some of us hear the word ATT, you know, the attitude, but someone is confused. What is attitude, by the way? Like, what is attitude, for heaven's sake? You know, many of us give that attitude in the pics, but we don't really understand what attitude is.
What's your attitude?
I know. Yeah.
So what can you basically tell someone outside about what attitude is?
Well, I think attitude is not jargon of some sort. I think it's something that we all relate to. It's basically the way you perceive a thing or someone, or basically the way you perceive something, the way something comes off according to you. That's your attitude. That's my word. I don't know about the ladies.
To me, an attitude is a set of beliefs that someone has, or behaviors that someone has about a particular object, person, or thing, or event. And then having an attitude. It's hard to define, but to me, having an attitude is, if I say Sharp has an attitude, okay, I mean Sharp just has a bad outlook on life, or she behaves arrogantly or disrespectfully. You understand?
Okay, hope you're joking. He's not Kula, what's your take?
Well, I think an attitude is it's just like having a feeling about something or somebody. Okay, you might not say it's mainly negative, no? Sometimes it's a good attitude, and you see a dress like, oh my god, you know that's an attitude. And sometimes you can be having this negative attitude, like you know, there are those facial expressions that really define an attitude when it comes to physical, you know. Yeah, so you can say it's just a feeling about something, either good or bad feeling about something.
Yeah, actually, attitude is a neutral word. It's attitude. It's just attitude. So you decide to whether be positive on the positive end of it or the negative end of it. But if if I'm to define a negative attitude in particular, it's a disposition, a feeling, or a manner that is not constructive, cooperative, or optimistic. Basically, the negative side of attitude is negative attitude. Ouch, that's not a good way to define things, but the bad side of attitude is negative attitude, if I can bring it like
so
that.
Kata, may I pose a question? So, you know, like, we are human beings, right? We all have that positive and the negative thing. So do you at one time to face negative attitude? You as you, not perceiving it from other people, but you as a human being. Like, you look at something and then you get this negative attitude. Like, you know, you said it's a set of emotions, beliefs, and something. Like, you look at me for the first time and you're like, I don't like her. You get it? Because you said it's belief, emotions that you have towards an object or something or someone. So at one time, do you face that thing as you have that negative attitude within you? Not the negative attitude that you perceive from the public or the environment around you.
It's personal.
Yeah, like it's personal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, well, I really can't say I don't have a negative attitude sometimes. I mean, when you get a call from your HR telling you, we are sorry to inform you that you're losing your job, you feel like, gosh, this is the end of the world. That's negative. Like, if someone invites you for a party, at that very moment you feel like, guys, I can't join you. I need to mourn, I need to cry. Like, you kind of feel negative about certain things in that particular moment. So I can say that all of us at some point have felt bad about some things or some people. For example, if you've heard that, let's say, I don't want to sound tribalistic, but let's say someone tells you, you know what, they talk about Basoga, for example, and a beautiful girl comes to you and, you know, she tells you she's a Musoga. There's something that rings in your mind first time.
Yeah.
You already know something that you hear about Basoga. That kind of, it has built a negative attitude. You get, so you have a negative attitude towards something. It's an opinion that you've built. You know, I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get it.
But pretty much that's what I think. I can't deny that I've not had negative attitude. I've had it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Quilla,
Yeah.
do you also agree with Kata? Like, you know, at one time too, you always have that negative attitude, that negative vibe in you. You're like,
Yes, I've had so many times that I've faced that negative attitude around me. I personally, without anyone telling me or without anyone showing me. Like, sometimes there are some things I would like to do, but then if I look at it, like, for the first time I'll be like, I can do that, but over second thought I'm like, nah, you're Quilla. No, you can't do that. Like, I have that negative face all over that shows that, man, Quilla, you can't do that thing. So I think I've faced that so many times and I can't really deny that. Yeah, sure.
okay, so I would like to ask you, like, you know, we all face that negative attitude, but personally, how can you handle the negative attitude that is within you? Like, how can you control yourself and you're like, you know, like, I think I'm going way too far with this negative thing, so I think I have to, you know, like, to come up with a positive vibe towards something. Like, can you handle the negative
How do
attitude
you clap
personally?
back out of it?
Yeah.
First of all, find out why you have that negative attitude. Like, find the real culprit as to why you get that negative attitude.
Okay.
For example, did you snap at your friend just because, like, someone annoyed you at work, you know? So you have to find the real culprit. And secondly, I think you should get role models, you know. Like, there are role models that we look up to. I used to look up to Britney Spears, you know, but she used to be very violent and vulgar, and I thought it was the cool way. Yeah? So if you start looking up to people who are negative, those are not good role models. So get role models that have a positive attitude. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kata, how do you control that thing?
Because
okay, I think I personally I agree with Eve. Like, you know, when you have role models and who are positive, it gives you strength. Like, every time you're like backing down from the positive thing, you're like, man, I have to come back on board. So what are the measures that you can take you as a person on handling your negative attitude as Kata? Like, that negative attitude within you, not from the people around you, but within you.
Yeah, that's brilliant. If I may read some examples of negative attitude here that I could sometimes relate to, they include improper thoughts inside your head, things like, I'm not good enough, you know, negative assumptions about others or their intents, you know. For example, if you keep submitting your CV and you keep getting rejected, you are looking for jobs,
I know that
you
feeling.
get to a point and you're like, man, I think it's a changi
I'm cursed.
chica, and I think I'm cursed. You know, you begin feeling like you're not worth it, you're crap, you know. That's an inbuilt negative attitude, and one of the ways to, like, come out of that, like, what we are saying, by the way, is not the ultimate the ultimate list of, you know, knowledge and wisdom and what. I mean, a lot of people have spoken about negative attitude. Some have written books, 300 pages or something about negative attitude. But what we can say about it personally, look for what things do you like. I like watching animations, you know, cartoons. They really bring up the vibe when I feel low most of the time. I watch animations, I hang out with friends, I talk to my girlfriend. I do that a lot.
Oh, wow.
You know? Yeah, like, look for sources of positive energy, you know. Listen to a nice song. I like Jonathan McReynolds' music, you know. When you listen to it, you feel like this guy really relates to what you're feeling, to what you're going through. So look for sources of, someone said that always surround yourself with sources of inspiration, you know. Take a walk. I mean, I don't know, we're different, you know. What works for me may not work for her, but it works for me anyway. So look for I like what you said about look for the source. Why are you feeling negative? Like, why do you have that feeling? It's very important to look for the why in what you're feeling. If you can find the why, you can easily find the how. You get what I mean? If you can easily find the why, you can easily find the how of how to back out. Exactly, how to go about it. Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Wheeler.
Yes. How I go over negative attitude. Okay. Personally.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, sometimes when I feel really like I can't do some things, like when I'm having that funny attitude over something, I'll be like, because this thing, most times it comes out when I really want to do something or when I really need to do that very thing, but then I feel like I can't really do, you know. But at times I have these, as you guys said, inspirations.
Yeah.
I'm like, but if this girl or this boy did this, I can really do this, because there is no bigger difference most times between me and these people. And I'm like, I can't really do this, but just that if I don't want to, then I won't do. But there is that thing that comes, that thought that comes within me and says, you can't do this, just that you don't want, you know, or maybe you're not ready, but you can do this. And then I talk to my parents about these things most times, and then they tell me, nah, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. So, and my friends, they push me so much, they push me to the wall and be like, nah, you can't do this, come on, you know, they give you that vibe. Yeah, I think
from what she says, it kind of helps to share your issues with someone, because there's a way it lets you know that you're not alone. You know, you're not the first person to face negativity, you're not the first person to suffer what you're suffering from. So sharing with friends, surrounding yourself with friends who like share your interests, there's a way it kind of claps back the energy into you, and you feel like, okay, it's another day, the sun has risen, it has gone down, it's another day to face tomorrow. You know, you kind of feel like, I can face tomorrow, it's one day at a time, you know, to keep yourself stress free and stuff like that.
So do you guys agree with me that in most cases the negative attitude that we have around us is from the public? In most cases, the negative attitude that you have personally might be at a certain level of 30%, but in most cases we get negative attitude from the people around us, from the public, you know, from people around us. But the question is, how can you handle someone with negative attitude? Because I might be your friend, Carter. Yes, you're positive, but I mean, I'm a person with a negative attitude, and there are some things that I really talk to you that will also bring you down, and you're like, man, I think I can't make it out. Like, you know, I can't be that one great writer as I wish to be, because of the thoughts that I have, because of the words that I'm talking to you about. This is why I'm saying that 70% of the negative attitude that we have or that we face is from the public, the people around us, the people we move, like the environment we associate with. So the question is, how can you go about, like, how can you handle, like, what are those tactics, like, you know, that you can use to manage the negative attitude, or to manage someone with a negative attitude around you?
Wow, this is brilliant. You know, there's a friend of mine. We graduated together, but right now she owns a car, she owns a house, she owns lands, and man, I have none of that of my own.
And you graduated.
Get what I mean? So when that person is talking to you and they're telling you, I bought a new car, I bought a new piece of land, and it, you know, you feel like, oh God, where am I now on this scale? You know, you kind of feel, okay.
By the way,
you get what I mean?
Like, to pause you a bit, some people don't really intend,
yes,
like, to give you that negative vibe.
They don't mean
but,
that.
You know, at times someone may say something like, you know, I got myself a Jeep, and then you don't have a Rawu. So this person is not saying it in a bad faith, but the way we perceive it, you perceive it in a negative attitude, because you're like, at some point you can be like, okay, this chick is trying to brag, and yet she isn't. You get, like, what exactly you are saying, like, you know, someone owns lands and then you have nothing, and you're like, babe,
you know, you're still struggling your way out, and you know, I think it calls for wisdom sometimes, like, to, for example, if I'm the one who owns the cars and the houses and stuff, it calls for wisdom. Who are you talking to? You get what I mean? Paul, if I'm to relate to Paul in the Bible, he was a guy up there, like, when it comes to spirituality and stuff, he was up there. But he says that to the weak, I behave as though I'm weak. To the ignorant, I behave like I was ignorant. I'm paraphrasing his words. But he was like, I acted like them in order to win as many as I can to Christ. You get? It calls for wisdom to us when you're speaking to someone and you really know their situation is not good. You get? Well, you may not know, but it really calls for wisdom. Wisdom can tell you what to do, when, and how. You get? Me, that's what I think. Because if you just come and you want to spread positive vibes, you may step on someone's toe, and yet you don't mean to, but someone may rub you the wrong way. They be like, man, guy yes so ma, they feel like bote bali choli atove somerako. Yet maybe you don't mean to question, you get? Yeah, so I think it calls for real wisdom. It really calls for wisdom.
Okay, so what's your take about that?
To me, well, people are always going to talk. So I think, like, if the public is negative, first of all, hiding is not an option. You're never going to hide from the negativity from people. People will talk, whether you're doing bad or good, people will still talk. You understand? Secondly, you're not their problem solver. You understand?
Talk about it, girl.
If they choose to be negative, that's their life. They won't make you, like, you have to feel comfortable in your own skin, your own clothes. If they don't like them, that's their problem.
Okay.
You understand? Thirdly, choose to be the light. You understand? Choose to be the light.
I like you.
Because let your positivity, rub off on you. You understand? You're doing something great, and if they are doing something bad, let them learn from you. You understand? And lastly, I would say hold your tongue. Don't fire back. You understand? So if I come to Kata and say I don't like your jumper,
But just take your pills.
yeah, chill. Don't tell me, well, I don't like your wig too.
Because that's you.
Yeah, that's you. Just feel comfortable. Hold your tongue. Don't fire back.
Kula will tell you that I don't like your wig.
Kula would automatically take.
I can't say that. I can't do
So
that.
what's your take about that? Like, how can you manage the negative attitude coming from the public around you?
I've received that so many times, but man, I don't take it in. I don't take it in. I'm that person who knows I'm great. No matter what, me, I'm great. If you say that, Killer man, you're speaking like a bad man, that thing will earn me some money.
Wait,
sometime.
someone has told you you speak like a
Yes.
bird? Oh, God. I hope it's not sharp.
No way! Because if she speaks like a bird, then I think we are the same feather.
Oh, I like. It's like a body of the same feather. Nice.
Because I know I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this. And this, the way I speak, I know it will earn me some money. I'm not alone. Some
She's
people.
an MC, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, thank you so much. So that thing, yes, I welcome your attitude, but I don't take it in. I don't swallow it, because when I swallow it, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. One thing, be comfortable and be confident and make the people around you feel comfortable, because the way you represent yourself when you receive the attitude, that's the way you're going to make others feel about you. Because when you take it in that, man, Zendi Mutumba, sorry to say, but when you take it in like that, people will be seeing you as that.
You'll exactly portray what you think.
Exactly portray what you think. So welcome it, but don't take it in, because the way you take it in is the way you're going to give it out. And that's it.
Okay, so I personally, I think...
She reminds me of a quote, sorry.
It's okay.
She reminds me of a quote by Miles Monroe. Well, it's an African quote, but I heard it from him that if there is no enemy outside, the enemy within can do us no harm. Which means it starts with you. Like, if someone rubs off a negative attitude to you,
If you don't have it,
you get. If you don't have it, like, it won't affect you. Like she mentioned, I don't like your jumper. Okay, I like it. It's mine.
Who cares?
Who cares anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so I personally, I think the way I would handle negative attitude, man, not forgetting this, I'm a Christian. Whatever situation comes my way, I will go back to the Word of God. I will get that Bible, because, I mean, everywhere we are living our lives, the way, okay, that negative attitude you perceive from people, you talked about it. Paul received these things, like, was it Andrew who was told, like, they were rejected, they were given that negative vibe, but the best way we can handle it is hit the word of God, go to the Bible, read the scriptures, because they really talk about what exactly you're going through. And I mean, don't write off their negativity, like how she said, let them talk. Like, you have a bad jump, I mean, who cares? Like, who really cares? It's mine after all, I own it. And I think the best thing you can do as a human being is know yourself best. If you come to the understanding of who you are and who you are in your Father's kingdom, then words don't chew you. Like, you talk bad, it is okay. I mean, it's a gift from God. So it's all about knowing who you are. Read the Bible, like, write off their negativity. Like, they've all told you about it all. So I think the best way to go about it, for those who are not Christians, because we are not talking to only Christians, you know, like, maybe there is a Muslim watching this, you know, like, all those religions, the whole world is watching, right? So if you can't afford reading the Bible, like, follow what I've told you, because it's really some good piece of advice. So I think as we are winding up the show tonight, I would love you to give the ending remarks, the closing remarks, like, yeah.
Okay, mine will be the same. Surround yourself with instruments of inspiration. Like, I don't know what inspires you. Me, I love animations, I love reading books sometimes, I love talking to my girlfriend, I love, like, what works for me may not work for you, but surround yourself with instruments of inspiration. Yeah, it helps.
Wow, as I told you, just love yourself best. When you love yourself best, because the world cannot really love you the way you have to love yourself, man. Yes, the world has the positive and the negative attitude. So, alright, take the positivity, man. Alright, receive the positive. Surround yourself with the inspirations. Those people talk sense, people who give you energy, people who push you, people who love you, people who really portray who you are, and you'll be the best in this.
I'll close by saying, you can also think about how your life would be amazing, you know, interesting if you started using more positive speech, because every time you're negative, you know, you get a bad, you know, vibe from people. They don't want to surround themselves with you understand? And if I can quote Wayne Dyer, I don't know if that's even the pronunciation. He said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You understand? Yeah.
By the way, you're so right. To add on that, at times we ask God to change the situations around us, but it's not about the situation. It starts with you.
How we see the situation.
You're supposed to change yourself first. I mean, and give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Know when to say goodbye. You know, at times you're supposed to wake up and you're like, man, goodbye to negativity. So, like, as I've said it all, just make sure. Actually, I think I've quoted more pillars thing, like, love yourself. If you put yourself first, no negative word will cheer you up, because you know who you are, you love yourself, know when to say goodbye, give yourself a break, hold your tongue. Like, I've said it all. And as we are winding up, please do not forget to hit the subscription button. Please share with us your comments. What do you think about the youth chat? And do not hesitate to visit the worship house once in a while if you want to join us. Yeah, it was really nice catching you up, guys. Have a blessed evening. Hope to see you next Saturday.
Peace.
Bye.
Enjoy the week.